Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 1 in the series between Kaifu and Hugh. We have Kaifu on your left side playing Gill Lapis, aka yours truly, while on my right side we have Hugh is playing Shion. Now, Shion is a very interesting role, as I said in my previous videos. Shion has the ability to see the top card of your deck to see what you're drawing to. You can maybe shuffle your deck before drawing to and so on. With the ability to see the top card of your deck, you can actually see, you can further plan your strategy before your opponent, because your opponent does not know what the top card of your deck is besides yourself. While on your left side, yours truly is playing Gill Lapis. It's a very control-based ruler with the ability to control your opponent's regalias play on the rule side, so you can stop them from like going shenanigan with the regalias like we have in this current format or the last format. And not only that, when you actually J activate Gill Lapis on the J rule side, it does cause a lot of problem for your opponent, because the fact that once the God Up resolves, you're able to steal not only the regalia, resonator, and addition field you use against them. So pretty much, for example, now people these days have to build a deck not allowing your opponent to like flip Gill Lapis early and resolving the God Up, because once they resolve the God Up, it's gonna cause a lot of problem, because now they will be fighting their best resonate in their whole entire deck, and it will cause a lot of problem for them, which they don't want to be in. So let's get back to the game itself. Currently, life point wise 4,000 compared to 3,800. He did use the Moonshade Hinge while he's down to 3,800. Field wise, I have Moonbreeze Elf, Gretel compared to Muse and Rook Egg. My opponent is like slowly setting up his field, and I'm slowly setting up my field as well. So see what I can do. He is going to attack directly for 400, but I am going to drop the feasting, not allowing any damage to go through, because when I saw the redstone, I'm expecting like a red aggressive deck, so I'd rather not take any early game damage at the moment and take some late game damage later. So that was my ideal plan and so on. So he's paying extra 200 life point because of the Moonshade. The reason why he's using Moonshade at the moment, because he doesn't have enough red bluestone, so that's why he's using Moonshade for substitute at the moment. He does play Flame King Shout, Flame King Shout. A lot of you guys have been quoting me that it's not King Flame Shout, it's Flame King Shout. I'm like, okay, I get it. So resolving Flame King Shout, destroying my whole entire field, doing massive AoE damage, and not only that, I can't drop the second feasting down because I just dropped the first feasting down this turn. So summoning sickness does apply, meaning I can't drop my second feasting and I have to take damage again. Wiping my whole entire field, which is a bad thing, because I am playing control, so you have to be stay in control overall, because if you don't stay in control, you will be some kind of issue. And this build is quite different because it's a 6 Sage build, so meaning I will not have any Moonstone in my magic deck. So there's no Moonshade, there's no Moonlight, there's no Black Moon Memories, I believe. I don't have those in my Magic Stone deck because I want to resolve Gretel as much as I can. So the fact that I can get my Magic Stone high enough so I can drop my control cards. Now, a lot of common strategy with Gill Lapis is that people try to flip Gill Lapis very early in the game and apply a lot of pressure. So it's pretty much like using a Valentina 2.0 strategy, but I don't really agree with that strategy from my point, because with Gill Lapis, you want to control the field, you want to control what they play and so on, so you don't really want to flip over ASAP. If for some odd reason, if your opponent resolves double Outer World, your Gill Lapis is gone, and since you J activate so early in the game, your Magic Stone is way behind now, so meaning you have a lot of catching up to do, so you don't really want to flip so early in the game. So I did take quite a bit of damage from Hugh's Resonator because I have nothing on the field, but I did drop a feasting to protect myself against Snow White, because I do not want to take any more damage and so on. But I do have so this deck is, like I said before, is a very interactive deck. As I said, in comes the Outer World, getting rid of the Guinevere, because I don't want my opponent to draw any more Snow Whites or search for any more Snow White, because he does have the Rook Egg in play. With that Rook Egg in play, it will cause a lot of problem, and I do not want that any issue, because I already lost my field in the early game, so that's already a terrible start for me. So I want to get away from that situation, from my opponent getting more aggressive cards to add to his hand. Now, as I said before, this deck is very interactive, the one I'm using, because the fact that I don't do anything on my turn, because all my resonance in my hand is flashing, and this came from the Italian list. The Italian list back then was using Reflect Refrain 6 Sages, so I turned it into I turned it to 6 Sages Gill Lapis, because I want to interact on my opponent's turn, and if they don't do anything at the end phase, I'll drop like big resonators and so on onto the battlefield. My opponent is gonna pay 1 white or one white, 1 moon to activate a certain spell which I don't want to see, and I can't stop anything about it. Now that spell card is a very interesting spell because what it does is that it's a 1-drop spell. You can use it as a 1-drop spell. Paying 1 white, the resonator you target gets +2/+2 until a turn, right? But if you awaken it with a moon, you prevent all damage during that battle, and not only that, it gains a lot +1 counters, +1/+1 counters for each damage dealt to it. So, example, since I dealt 600 damage to it, it will get 6 counter on top of it, which is a +600 damage on top of its basic stat. So it's sitting on like what, 1,000 and then 1,200 defense. That's a very high resonator just for a 2-drop, just saying. So at the moment, not looking too good for me. I can cancel it with the feasting, but however, he can just resolve it by paying extra more. And I do drop a second feasting, not allowing the Snow White to attack into my what do you call it? Feasting, because feasting the 3-drop one, because my feasting is one of my mana sources. I do not want to lose any more mana source at the moment until I draw a moon source. And to make matters worse, I drew only 1 copy of my deck, Pitch Black Moon. I don't really want to draw in my hand because I only have 1 in the whole entire deck. I have ways to put it back to the bottom of the deck with a spell card. You know, the tree spell, which allows you to put any X amount back to the bottom deck. I do have that in my deck, but however, I don't have it in my hand at the moment. So I am forced to play it right now because when I do deactivate, I do not want to like, oh wait, I don't have a moon in my deck. I just put it on the field later. I might as well put it on the field now. So currently, life point wise, 3,100 compared to 3,400 life points. Field wise, we have 2 feasting, another feasting, which is a different feasting, a Pitch Black Moon compared to Muse, 2 Rugik, and a Snow White. My opponent is setting up his field to do a lot of damage at the moment. He does have 2 floaters, which is Rugik, so as soon as I launch an attack, he will sacrifice his Rugik as a blocker, and when he does, he can search for like any powerful red resonator he needs. He can even search for Susano, and Susano can cause a lot of problem, and I already used majority of my feastings already to prevent any battle damage. So not looking too good at the moment because the problem with this deck I'm using at the moment is struggles against massive AoE damage cards, so such as Phoenix or Flame King Shout. It does cause a lot of problem for this deck because my only Moon Source cards are my Regalias and Moon Breeze Elf, so I do not have any more Moon Source outside of those cards. If they somehow get rid of them, I'm in a lot of trouble at this point. So he does do 1,000 point damage directly because I do choose to take it because I have no way to stopping it. I have Zig in my hand, but Zig doesn't help me in any situation, and to make matters worse, he played another Flame King Shout. Flame King Shout doing 400 AoE damage directly to my board, so everything will be like remaining very, very weak, and I do try to attempt to cancel it. He got used once, and I'm like, I will save the other counter for later to see what he actually does, but I actually forgot the fact that Snow White has the ability to burn 300 damage directly to feasting, so I actually forgot about it. And knowing that, I was not expecting this resident to come down, which you will see at the moment. He's gonna drop the Goddess. I think it was Goddess of the Past. I'm pretty sure it's not future, it's from the past or present. It's one of those 2 cards. So what it does is that it removes cards from your graveyard, 2 cards from your graveyard that is, and that card do 200 damage directly to a Resonate or J-Ruler times to the resource cost of the card. For example, if you remove a free cost from your graveyard, you do 600 point damage. So you remove a total of 2 resources with 6 costs. That's 12 damage right directly to a single J-Ruler or Resonator. It's a free cost Resonator, but however, cheating out with Flame King Shout allows you to get on the field and make matters worse. He does drop the Phoenix once more, doing 500 AoE damage direct to my field. As I said before, this deck cannot really handle a lot of AoE damage because the fact that I'll lose my board presence, and my board presence is pretty much mostly like Elvis Priest clone cards, so I do not have a choice, and I don't have a cake in my hand, so I can't actually stop it from happening, so I have to let it resolve. And he Rugik does die because Muse does not protect the Rugik because he's doing more than 100 defense damage. So now he's getting a double search so he can get for any red resonator he needs. So he can grab his finisher or grab whatever he needs. Most of the time I think he's going to be grabbing Athena. He's grabbing a present of Goddess. Well, he's grabbing 2 Goddess of the Goddess of the Past or present, one of those 2 cards. those cards are pretty much massive removal spells, so hence why he's feeding his graveyard. The more cards in his graveyard, the stronger those cards will get. And do a ton of damage, and he's doing swing a lot of damage directly at the moment because I am defenseless at now. Even I have a lot of magic stone open, the only thing I have in my hand is the Regalia, a Zero, and a Zeke, and I can't really do much in this situation. And I do play my Regalia, and I do choose to J-activate at this moment because I don't have a choice at this point, because I usually do not J-activate this early in the game. Well, it's not early in the game at the moment, but I don't usually J-activate until I have a board present. But since the fact that I am like forced to, because I lost my field present really easily. And not only that, I drew my 1 pitch balloon, so I can't get the 3+1 search. So meaning I'm already in a bad position. And not only that, I only have 1 black magic stone open, so meaning I can't even use the 0 in my hand because 0 requires 2 blacks and 1 colors to drop on the field. So I have no way stopping it now. If I hit maybe another black magic stone in like in my following turns, like previous turns before, instead of hitting the green, blue, and green, red, I might be in a stronger position. But since I hit my I think my non-dual blackstone it kind of hurts quite a bit because my deck is kind of resolved on black abilities and I don't have a lot of way to do it. So let's see now. Currently, life point wise, 800 compared to 3,400 life points. Even I do block the moves, the other 2 attackers will come in, and I don't have a removal spell in my hand, so there's no way I can survive this upcoming onslaught. So I'm pretty sure this will be the game for now. So yeah, not looking too good for me in this current situation, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take it. Even if I do block it, it makes no difference. So yeah, that's the game, guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for game 2.